Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time in the channel, hit subscribe right now. Turn it up, like
Daniel, thank you so much. You just called me baby before we got started, so my day is good right now. I'm feeling very happy. Awesome. Thanks for your time.
All right.
You are, this is crazy times for you because you're in the middle of a tour. In fact, I will see you tomorrow in Toronto, tomorrow from when we're recording this. You are in Harrisburg right now, I believe?
Harrisburg, yeah. I think it's our first time here too, so.
Awesome. Well, I hope you're gonna have a fantastic show. I hope obviously tomorrow with border crossings and all that kind of good stuff that everything goes smooth so that we get to see you here in Toronto. But you've got plenty of Canadian dates later on this tour as well. We'll come back to that in just a second. First question, I know that you care deeply about your dogs and traveling with your dogs. So did they come along on this tour, or is that too hectic for them?
Oh yeah, way too hectic. The dogs only get to come out like in short stints, so
Gotcha.
I would love it, but they're a wolf breed. The amount of hair that bus could collect, I wouldn't even want to know. So.
Awesome. Yeah. From what you've shared, they're not particularly the dogs you put in a purse to walk around.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're not they don't emotionally support you. They emotionally challenge you. That's their thing. So
awesome. So who in the band has to take the emotionally challenging persona from your dogs then on this tour?
Who needs to take it? Like who needs a lesson? I don't know. I think it's always Johnny, right? The singer always needs a lesson.
I'm on fire, sweet rage. Turn it on, take it.
I know from many other interviews that a lot of very personal stories and experiences fueled, especially from Johnny, fueled this record, but we don't have to listen too close to kind of feel the band's frustrations, specifically with growing negativity and tribalism in today's society, maybe even more so in the States than up here in Canada. But it seems to be a bit of a global thing. Is that a right assessment? Is there both a personal and a more macro societal experience going on in the album?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, we're not like super political as a band. Like you're saying, we do primarily like to write from direct experience. That's the thing we know the best and we're best at for sure. But the pandemic there was just too much happening around us to it not like seed into the writing, and then on top of that, to have the whole thing, I mean, it very much like threatened our career for sure, like threatened live music. I mean, there will always be music for sure, but just the ability to keep playing shows and to like have these amazing experiences with people all over the country and the world, like, yeah, it pissed us off for sure. The last 2 years in my head almost feel like they don't exist.
Right.
Like things that happened in that time too, kind of like didn't really happen or nothing. It's like everything was running at 60% and nothing had its full effect. I will say, I think that the crowd experience overall, the show experience, I think having music taken away from us did kind of teach us a lesson in a way, and the amount of appreciation I see every night and the amount of like explosive energy I feel like is on a whole nother level than it was pre-pandemic. But yeah.
And is that just the energy that was kind of like restricted for a while? Everybody, all your fans, everybody, no matter where they are, how old they are, everybody to some extent had to deal with certain emotions, maybe demons that they didn't even realize they were dealing with on a day-to-day basis with the pandemic. A lot of people had to face mental health issues that, like I said, that maybe 2-3 years ago they didn't even realize were already under the surface. Are you seeing with these shows not just the energy, but also when fans come up to you and they want to share feedback with you guys, do you get a different level altogether of fan reaction and sharing how songs that you guys talk about on the new album, how they relate to those songs? Is that different as well?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's increased a little bit. I feel like our fans have always been I don't know, they want to share with us, you know, and that's cool. We kind of have this interesting like I guess with people in like, you know, we're kind of instant friends, and it's an amazing thing. So in that aspect, I don't think anything changed, but I'm sure for a lot of bands it totally did.
This new album, we already talked about, it's very explosive, energetic, more aggression. In other words, songs that are going to do really well live. So what can we expect for these new shows? Should we, you know, keep our fingers crossed for lots of new material?
Yeah, we're playing it's either 5, I think 6 new songs, 6 songs off Spirits. I mean, it is the Spirits tour, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's, you know, we're Scorpion Tail's out. I was working on it before this. That's why I was late for that other interview. But, you know, 6 new songs, new intro. You know, it's a great tour package. Crown the Empire's killing it every night. This is our first time out with those guys. First time out with 1,000 Below. They're killing it as well. Everyone's driving backstage. And, yeah, it's definitely a show worth seeing for sure.
I'm just gonna assume that everybody watching this interview has an idea what the Scorpion Tail is, but if not, I'll put some footage of the Scorpion Tail over as we're talking.
Oh yeah.
Being the chief engineer of that device, what's the biggest practical joke you've ever pulled with that machine?
The biggest practical joke. Let me think. So, the biggest practical joke that it's pulled is, or I'd say that the 2 of the funniest things that happened. First, it was the last show of a tour, and another band's tour prank on us was when Johnny went up to play his drums on it. There were just 2 gigantic fake penises instead of drumsticks. That was pretty funny. I don't even know who put those on there, but that was hilarious. And there have been a couple of times. So, Drumtron is the name of the drum set that Johnny plays, and Scorpion Tail attaches to Drumtron, and the whole thing lifts in the air for the solo. And there have been a couple of shows when we're opening and we're just have no stage room where we can't put the whole lift device on it. And for whatever reason, Johnny, you know, isn't paying attention in the briefing, or it's just muscle memory, and he like gets behind it to go take off. And he puts, you know, he has to grab on, and he puts all of his weight back, and without the lift connected to it. I remember we were opening for Papa Roach in St. Louis, and he just, you know, he's ready to go up in the air, and the whole thing just tilts back on him, and like it pins him in between Tony's drum set and the ground, and I'm over there like a, you know, mama bear, like, Johnny, it's okay, pulling it off him with one finger.
And did he learn?
Superhuman strength, but yeah, he learned.
Is it annoying for you to be often still introduced as like the rising stars of rock and the new saviors of rock, where it's like, it's been 20 years, guys, like there's been quite a few records, like now that the mainstream music scene has in the last, let's say, 7 years more embraced you guys, is that a weird sensation for you? Because it's not that you snap your fingers and overnight there's the success. You've been working at this for such a long time.
Yeah, it is a little weird for sure. I mean, you know, I look at it I look at it as a positive thing, because it does mean that we are still rising, you know, and things are like, there's still something to pay attention to there. But yeah, no, it like, I mean, when on the first record, when the band just got signed and we were the newest thing, you know, I think I had just been in the band like 11 years at that point, and it's like, whatever. People don't really like the age of the band doesn't really matter. It just I don't know. It's one of those things I think people don't realize, that a lot of times, like, it takes bands a long time to kind of get the sound together and get the music together, and that was the case for us. But I wouldn't take that time back for anything. So
yeah. What would you say that in that time, as you were really just like working it on yourselves much more as a DIY band. You know, apart from that, you should stay away from blue mohawks. What would you say was that biggest learning for you as you were growing up as a band?
Yeah. Oh, did you know that I had a blue mohawk back in the day?
Yes, I do know that.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was something to learn. It's really all about the songs. And I think when we were coming up, we were trying to push everything, kind of at the same time, like make the coolest live show. We're self-booked, trying to like run the band as a business and all that. Very, very small time, just like playing on the weekends. And I don't know. I guess if we could do it again, if there's one thing that maybe would have expedited it, would just be to write like more new music sooner. Like we always just did kind of album cycles, even when we were just a baby band. Write a record, spend a year, and then play on it for like a year and a half or two, and then write another one. But even now, like we're starting our new, because it does take us so long to release records. Spirits was kind of a big. We learned a lot about the time with that record, and for the follow up, we've already started writing, and we've pretty much almost written all the songs for it, and we're outsourcing the production to a producer out of LA named Drew Folk that we're really pumped to work with. So
okay.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll have, we'll definitely have some new music coming out by the end of the year, and hopefully a new album by next year. So
yeah. Okay, cool. Should we keep our fingers crossed for hearing some Daniel played strings on that album? Because I know that's something you were trying to get used to.
Yeah, I hope. We've just we've gotten the songs together. We haven't really. That's the next step. We're actually spending every day of this tour, every show day, allotting an hour of the sound check to just fine tuning the new jams. So
okay.
We're right now everything's bare bones with the songs, and we'll see if I can get some upright bass in there though.
Yeah.
It didn't have enough of a showcase on the last record.
I'm so tired of tearing down the people I care about.
Daniel, I've taken a good amount of your time when you actually should be calming down before you get all riled up for your show tonight. So I am going to let you go and enjoy a little bit the quiet before the storm. I do appreciate your time for taking my call and answering some of our questions, and hope to see you at the show tomorrow.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you up there tomorrow.
What's left in my heart are the best times.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it, and subscribe to the channel.